In the dense mountains of Puerto Rico, hidden beneath a canopy of jungle and mist, sat one of the most powerful ears humanity had ever built, the Arecibo Observatory. For decades, it listened for exoplanets, for asteroids, and many other signals beyond Earth. However, at one particular moment, the observatory picked up a signal, and the signal was something far more unsettling. Welcome to Beyond Earth. In this channel, you'll experience stories about strange phenomena and paranormal events. Once again, if you are a fan of such stories and you are new to this channel, take a moment to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment on the video you're watching us from and what you think about today's story. Let's get started. On December 1st, 2020, the world's largest radio telescope collapsed, ending an era of co-exploration lasting 57 years. The Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, formerly home to the world's largest single-dish radio telescope, which is about 305 meters, collapsed in December 2020 due to cable failures and is currently closed to the public. So huge is this dish that it was built into a natural sinkhole. Following broken cable incidents in late 2020, the 900-ton instrument platform fell into the dish on December 1st, 2020. For now, the site is closed to the general public as it transitions to new management. In its prime, the telescope detected the first binary pulsar, identified exoplanets, and mapped the surfaces of asteroids. It was used to send the Arecibo message in 1974, an interstellar message that we'll get to in a moment. It was the early hours of a humid August morning in 2001. Most of the staff had gone home, leaving behind a skeleton crew, just enough people to monitor the systems and log routine data. Among them was a young signal analyst named Daniel Reyes. Daniel wasn't supposed to find anything that night. In fact, no one ever expected to. The observatory had spent years scanning the cosmos, endless static cosmic radiation, the occasional pulsar, but never anything that resembled intelligence. That was the unspoken truth. They were listening and no one was answering. At 2:17 a.m., everything changed. A narrowband signal appeared, clean, sharp, impossible to ignore. Daniel leaned forward, frowning. This wasn't regular noise. It wasn't interference. It was too precise, too intentional. Just at the filters, the signal strengthened, then it began to pulse. Not randomly, not chaotically, but rhythmically, like a pattern. At first, Daniel assumed it was a satellite, but when he cross-checked the orbital data, nothing matched. No known object occupied that position in the sky, and yet, something was transmitting. He called over his supervisor, Dr. Elena Vargas. Within minutes, the control room filled with tension. The signal was stable, repeating, structured. It wasn't just a sound. It was information. They began decoding immediately. Binary translation, pulse interval, frequency mapping. Hours passed and just before sunrise, they got their first breakthrough. It was a sequence, short, simple, and unmistakable. We had you. Everyone in the room became silent because they knew exactly what this signal meant. In 1974, from the very same dish, humanity had sent a message into the interstellar, the Arecibo message. The Arecibo message was a 1974 interstellar radio message designed by astronomers Carl Sagan and Frank Drake. The purpose of the message was to celebrate the upgrade of the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, not really an attempt to start extraterrestrial communication. On November 16, 1974, the 305-meter telescope transmitted a 1,679-bit binary code towards the Messier 13 M13 star cluster that is 25,000 light-years away from Earth. The message, taking less than 3 minutes to send, depicted the fundamental human knowledge. Numbers 1 to 10, atomic numbers for hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus, the key components of life. Our DNA, a human figure, and the 1974 human population, the picture of our solar system with the third planet highlighted, and the telescope itself. It was a symbolic greeting, encoded with the basic information about human life, our DNA, our planet, and our existence. Well, the message was never expected to reach anyone. It was more of a gesture, a cosmic halo. But now, something had answered. An answer to the Arecibo message was not expected then, and neither is it expected in the near future. The message is still over 24,000 years away from reaching its destination, and should it get there and they decide to send a reply, the reply will still take 25,000 years to reach Earth. The earliest we are expecting a reply to the message is in the year 51,974, and now we are in 2026. So unless the message was intercepted, the reply was not to be expected. Dr. Vargas immediately ordered silence. No transmissions, no acknowledgements, nothing. They needed to verify this, because if it was real, it changed everything. Over the next 48 hours, the signal continued. Always the same phrase, always the same structure, but something else was changing: the timing. First, the message repeated every 10 minutes, then 5, then 3, then 2, then every 30 seconds. It was as if the signal was accelerating or getting closer. Now, by the third night after the signal had appeared, the signal changed. This time, it didn't just repeat the message, it added something new. Coordinates. Not distant ones, not somewhere in the galaxy, but Earth-based. The room went silent because when they plotted the location, it didn't point to space, it pointed to Earth, to the Arecibo Observatory itself. The signal wasn't just responding, it knew where they were. Panic followed. Government agencies were notified, the information was classified. The staff was instructed to remain silent, and then, just as the signal had appeared, it disappeared. The signal stopped. No fade, no distortions, no warning, just gone. For weeks the team waited, listening, dreading, but nothing ever came. Officially, the event was written off as an interference, a glitch, an anomaly, but some of the crew members that were in that station when the event happened still do not believe that that was the case. So it's never confirmed whether we got a reply, but one thing which is sure is that we sent a message. And now that the observatory is broken down, we don't know when the message and the reply will come back. We are waiting.